Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Basement Bros Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Ethan.
And I'm your host, Elijah.
And we are back to talk about another week of NBA Finals coverage. Celtics and Warriors, man. This series has been a pretty good finals. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a lot of close games. I mean, I know last game was pretty relatively close to the end. Warriors pulled away, but I mean, I think it's just been really all around pretty good games outside of game 2. That was the only blowout that I could think about.
Right.
Yeah. So, how you been feeling about the finals, man?
I mean, the game's definitely been exciting. It's been a lot of ups and downs. It's weird to me because it's like I feel like the Celtics role players are playing better than the Warriors role players, just in general. Like with the exception of like probably last game, it's just that like the star, like not even stars, the star for the Warriors has been outshining the supposed stars for the Celtics.
Yeah.
So that's really the difference that I see. Because yes, like I mean, for me, I don't know if you feel this way, but when I watch the Celtics, it seemed like their role players don't miss threes. Like they be cashing some threes.
Yeah, Derek White, definitely.
Derek White, even Marcus Smart, he be hitting some threes that I just expect him to miss.
Yeah.
So it's just, and it's like the Warriors. Andrew, I can't tell you how many times Andrew Wiggins done missed the three he took. Andrew Wiggins is an automatic miss from three. You know that you already know Draymond Green look like.
Yeah.
I mean, I seen Otto Porter been knocking some down, and then Clay seems like he catching his legs, but for the longest it was just Steph. So it's actually surprising that they're in game 1, but I just think it's a testament to how good of a team Golden State is. That they can figure it out and get it done no matter what. So
yeah, and I think it's also a testament to how Boston Stars they're putting up numbers, but I feel like they're not impacting the game as crazy as Curry. Curry has been head and shoulders best player in this series.
Yeah.
And
I mean, and a lot of turnovers too.
A lot of they turn the ball over a lot, and this has been a trend throughout the whole playoffs from round 2 to now. So, Tatum has yet to have a huge game. Jaylen Brown's had huge quarters, but we haven't seen him have a complete game. I think the Celtics aren't having complete games. Like they're lapsing in some quarters where they're letting the Warriors like again they were doing this in the Eastern Conference Finals when they're just letting the Heat get what they want, let them creep back into games, and the Warriors are not a team that you can play around with. You got to put your foot on their neck and early, and you got to really enforce your will on them. But I just think that the Celtics are not really mailing it home.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. So, the Warriors are up 3-2. Game 6 is tomorrow night. What do you think about the last 3 games that we see in game 3, game 4, game 5? Did anything stick out to you? Do you what do you think?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It was a point in game. It was a point I was worried for the Warriors. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's game 4. That crazy game by Steph was a game I was like, I thought the Warriors were gonna lose that game at a certain point, and then he just turned it on. Like I was getting ready to turn the game off and everything. Like, oh, it's over.
Yeah.
But he started like he kept them in the game, and then he was hitting some crazy shots. So, I don't know, but Boston's really good at home. So, I don't know. Like, I mean, the last 3 games have been very good. Like, this has been a great series. Great defense. Good amount of like action. People chomping back and forth with each other. I was wrong about the Draymond Green thing. By the way, they're not kicking him out no matter what. He knows that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No matter what.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall, I think the last 3 games have been great.
Yeah.
Great, 10 out of 10. More, I mean, as good as basketball as you can ask for. I mean, a lot of shot making, good defense. and the games are going. I mean, they're going relatively high for like finals. Usually teams score less, but I mean they're still scoring. They're scoring around average. So it's like people are scoring. Um, and then I also saw something. I don't know if I told you, but I sent in the chat like I was watching First Things First, and they were talking about Klay Thompson's scoring, and this is generally how he plays in the finals, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah. Yeah.
around like the numbers that he normally puts up and the percentages he normally puts up, and you just see him as such a more high impact player. But I guess emphasis, like people were probably just showing like we just saw more emphasis placed on it because like he just came back off injury. But
Yeah.
I mean, I guess this is usually what he does. But it just seems like he's missing a lot of threes.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like he has the same impact on that team that he once did.
Right.
And I mean, I think that comes with maybe defensively he's not, not taking the challenge. They're putting Andrew Wiggins on Tatum. Klay would usually be the primary defender on the best wing player.
Right.
And I think I don't know, man. I think Klay is still, I mean, he's still being effective, but it doesn't feel the same. I don't know. I can't really put a finger on it. It's not really, it doesn't feel
Yeah.
the same. And
No, I
I
get it.
think I also think we never seen Klay have such a bad game that he had. The game where he was like 1 for 10 from three. Like we never seen him have a game like that. So that's probably why we were like, oh wow, like that's out of character for Klay.
I mean, but people were saying that people were saying that he was washed before the finals. People were saying that like he just, what I'm saying, he just doesn't look the same, but he's been putting up the same numbers. So, um,
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
numbers isn't everything. No, numbers isn't everything.
that's true. That's true. It does. It just doesn't. It doesn't look the same for sure. But I mean, but the games that we're talking about, 3, 4, and 5, he actually has been looking pretty good. I
No,
mean, even in the game 4, when Steph went crazy, he hit a very clutch three. He's been hitting clutch threes,
yeah,
like and like he has this thing where it's like he don't put the ball down when you pass it to him. Like how when you like when people get the ball, they get in their shooting pocket, they go down a little bit, then they shoot. He catches the ball and goes straight up. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. But when he does that, it's automatic.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
automatic. So yeah, Draymond got him with a good pass like that, I think game 3. And he got that, he caught it, shot it. It was probably no game 4. Game 4. He caught it, shot it. It was perfect. So it's been
yeah.
good. How you feel about the series so far? What those 3 games?
I mean, I think this is about how I thought it would go. I
Yeah,
figured that they would be 2-2 going into game 5. I figured I mean, we both picked Warriors in 6, so we'll
yeah,
see how tomorrow goes. But I mean, I feel like Boston had a lot of opportunities to beat the Warriors. Like they could be up 3-2, or even possibly win the finals by now. Like I
right,
think
right, right, right.
I
But
think game. Yeah, go ahead.
honestly, that's how every series Boston has played
Yeah,
has
yeah,
been. They could have lost. They could have lost all the series that they won, but except for the Nets. But they could have easily lost against Miami. They could have easily lost against the Bucks.
yeah,
Like it's like they play. They don't play. They don't play the they don't play to the level of like you don't have confidence in them the way you would have for Golden State.
yeah,
And I think that's what the difference was, because I think skill wise, if you average all the highs and lows of each team, I think they're on equal footing. I might even give the edge to Boston, but I just think the lack of experience, the mistakes, um, I think Tatum has to figure out his game a little bit more. It's just a few things that I think if they like just hone, and if they hone some of those things and figure them out, I think they'll be a scary team going forward.
yeah,
Because if they were able to lower their turnovers, they probably could have beat every team in like 5 or 6 games.
yeah. Very true.
If they
I think this series has been. I think I like this series a lot better than last finals. Even though last finals
Yeah,
was it was okay, but I like this series a lot better. Um, I think that Boston. I feel like down the stretch, Boston kind of just loses it. Like especially the last two games, game 5, game 4. Game 4 especially, I was watching the game and I'm thinking like Boston has this game. Like they're literally losing the game.
right.
Like I mean, like the Warriors were giving them threes. They're in the bonus and they're just settling for threes. I don't think I understand the mindset that coaches have where we're gonna live and die by the three. But if you're in the bonus and they're packing the paint, go to the paint. You're at home. Drive to the paint, get fouls, get to the line, make your free throws. Easy point. You're gonna get easy points every time you go down the floor. People they just keep settling for threes. I don't get it. It's not working.
I
And I
mean, I
know
think
I noticed that change in game 5, but they kept turning the ball over. So that's just a lot of issues with Boston that they're losing these games.
I think early in the game they tried to attack them in the basket. I remember early in the series they were killing them in the paint. And they were making their threes. So it's even crazy to me that Golden State, because it was one point I was thinking, I was like, I remember it was game 1, I think it was game 2 too. They were just out rebounding them. It wasn't nothing they could do with. It was nothing they could do with Boston because
Yep.
the height was crazy, and they were knocking down threes. And then is the game that Jaylen Brown was that game 4? Jaylen Brown went crazy, but they lost. No, it was game 3, where they won. And Jaylen Brown he was going to the basket. He was attacking them at the rim. Um, I don't know. I really don't know what adjustments they can make besides just not turning the ball over because they play well.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
should. They're in every game. I mean, making and missing shots is part of the game, but I think they kill themselves when you're getting 20 points off turnovers. Because even last game they out rebounded the Warriors. I think they out rebounded them by like 20. It's
Yeah.
just that they turn the ball over so much.
Yeah. Last game, definitely turnovers. Definitely turnovers.
It's like you can't win a game, like especially the Warriors make you pay in transition. So it's like the Warriors the worst team to turn the ball over against. Literally, they're probably the worst team in the NBA, probably in NBA history to turn the ball over against.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna make you pay. They got dudes that can stop on a dime and
And
shoot a
shoot, just
three,
pull up a three. Yep.
and they're gonna make it. I feel like they make those threes more than they make they set threes. So
Yeah.
it's like it's just not a good recipe. It's just a mismatch, but it's a strange mismatch because it's not a mismatch in like, you know, it's just a mismatch in I think they're hurrying them up. I think lack of experience. Tatum doesn't understand that he's 6'10". He doesn't have to be hurried up. He doesn't
Yeah.
understand that yet. Um and yeah, I mean they just make mistakes. And then Jaylen Brown, the easiest player I ever seen. He got the loosest ball in the NBA. I never seen nobody get stripped as much as he gets stripped. No, that's real.
No,
For
no,
these 3 rounds, I've never seen somebody get stripped as much as he's been stripped. The
no.
last 3 rounds.
Facts, facts.
Like
I don't know
when he
what it
goes
is.
to
I
the
mean,
basketball, people just take the ball out of his hand. That's
mm,
crazy.
yeah, I mean, yeah, he definitely. I don't know what it is about both of them. They both do it. Like Jaylen Brown's with being reckless with his ball handling, and Tatum's just throwing the ball away.
Yeah,
Just he
Tatum
just
throws the
throws it.
ball away a lot.
He
But
just throws it.
I feel like they have set places where people are supposed to be
Mm,
when they make certain cuts. And I think they don't be there. Or maybe like I think like he expects somebody to be in a certain spot and they're just not there.
mm,
So I don't know. I think because remember like at the beginning of the season they weren't cooking like this. So I feel like they start to figure it out throughout the season. And I feel like a full off season of just buying in to Ime Udoka's system, and then next year I think they'll come out like how like the Bucks used to come out and just be number one team in the league. Like, I think the Celtics will probably end up like the best record next year or something. But I do
possibly.
think they're losing the next. I think they're losing tomorrow.
You think they're losing tomorrow? Okay. Yeah, I'll probably. I don't I mean Game 6 Clay, man. Game 6 Clay.
They ain't even meet Clay yet.
You know what I'm saying? They
They
really
met
didn't see Clay yet.
they met
Really.
chill Clay.
Yeah. So
I
game
mean,
6
what
Clay.
Clay? No, but Clay put up like 20 something last game.
I mean, bro, that's game 5 Clay.
Yeah,
Game 6 Clay is a
game
whole
6
different
Clay
game.
going for
6
40.
Clay against the Grizzlies. He dropped 30 to get him out of there. He dropped like 30 something to get him out of there. Like I think that's his playoff high this playoffs.
But I'm not gonna lie, man. If there's any team, and that's why it was like at first I was a little, I was a little hesitant to just go with the Warriors in 6, because if there's any team that could not get eliminated, is these Celtics, man.
It's
Because
Boston.
I thought the Bucks, I thought it was over when the Bucks got up 3-2.
Yeah.
I thought it was over.
Mm-hmm.
And wait, the Heat was up 3-2, right?
No, Boston was up 3-2.
Oh, 3-2. Okay.
They were supposed to get yeah. Do you think Jason Tatum is going to have a big game tomorrow? I mean, we have yet to see him go crazy. I mean, he had a really good first half last game. He was 8 for 11 in the first half of last game, and then he went like 1 for 6, 1 for 7 in the second half. So, are we going to see a complete game of Jason Tatum going crazy, putting his team?
To be honest, I don't think so. But I just think that the Celtics are in a weird position because they have so many people that have the green light that are allowed to shoot the ball.
Yeah.
They're like, a lot of other teams don't have this many people actively taking as many shots as the Celtics have players taking shots.
It's them and the Warriors. The Warriors has that too. A lot of Warriors gives their players the green light.
Yeah,
too.
but even there's some guy like Draymond. Draymond gonna maximum take, even on a day where he's confident, he gonna take like 8 shots maximum max.
Yeah,
and that's max. That's OD. Like 5 is more a reasonable number for maybe Draymond, but it's like I feel like everybody that they play, with the exception of what's it called? Their center.
Robert Williams.
With the exception of Robert Williams, everybody else takes a lot of shots. Like they take a good amount of shots, and I feel like Jason Tatum, I feel like he's in a space where he doesn't want to force, because there's a scenario where he tries to take over, forces, and then they get blown out. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he's trying to straddle the line between playmaking and being a scorer, and it's just been he just hasn't figured it out yet. Yeah. But I think it's because he just doesn't, I don't know, like, I mean, maybe he does need to bulk up or something. I've been hearing a lot of people say he needs to bulk up, but like he has the size where he doesn't have to be sped up. Nobody defending you has to make you do anything quickly. Like, and that's what Luka and LeBron does bad, really good, that they play kind of at their own pace. They won't be sped up by defense. And I feel like as soon as like Tatum feels pressure or somebody comes to him, he throws the ball. That's where all the turnovers come from. He, throws the ball somewhere. And sometimes it works. And I remember, like, at the beginning of the series, I said that, like, he really improved as a playmaker because he's been making those passes. But, like, it hasn't been working this series. I mean, he turned the ball over in the other series too, but it's not at this rate.
No, not this crazy.
Not at this rate. He's been turning the ball over like crazy. So I think he just needs to figure out, and I think maybe that's an off-season thing. But if he figures it out this game, then it could be a long night for the Warriors.
Yeah, for sure.
If he realizes that nobody can guard him, what they gonna do?
Yeah, that's definitely a mentality he can develop. I mean, I think with Tatum, it's like you said, he's too big to be letting. I mean, look, Andrew Wiggins is a solid defender, but like when I watch, it's not Andrew Wiggins isn't smothering him. He's not doing nothing crazy. He's just standing in front of him. That's all he's doing.
In front of him. He's not reaching for the ball. He's not reaching for the ball. He's not doing anything.
All he's doing is standing in front of him.
He's just reacting to what he's doing. He's just, when he throws, he just can make sure he contests every shot.
Right.
But I feel like Jason Tatum, like, I mean, I don't know. When Jason Tatum, they say he's not even shooting well around the rim. Like, just all 2-pointers, he's just not.
Yeah, it's just like I mean, but the way the Warriors are playing, I mean, I'll give the Warriors credit in total in team defense. That whenever he gets in that paint area, whenever he's inside the arc, they swarm him.
Yeah,
They make
yeah, yeah.
sure they have at least about 2 or 3 defenders around him at all times.
It's crazy because it's still. I mean, I know they're probably not shooting a crazy 3-point percentage, but it looks to me it just seems like the Celtics make every three.
Yeah,
I don't know how. I don't know how they're losing. They make. I mean, it has to be the turnovers then because
it's
they
turnovers.
make
Yep.
they make every three. It's like the Warriors cannot make an open three to save their life. The Warriors have to be contested. They make the toughest threes, and that's just a testament to having the two greatest shooters of all time. But it's like the Celtics, every time they have an open three, they cash it,
Yeah.
and they get a lot of open threes.
Yeah,
Like,
but I think, but I think with that is like when you're shooting so well, you start to rely on the three, and the three is high
that's
risk,
true.
high reward.
That's true.
And
That's true.
it's the Warriors. What the Warriors aren't excelling at the three, but they're excelling at getting to the basket, getting fouls, getting their twos. So I need threes more than two, but when you're getting rapid twos,
Yeah.
it's gonna add up quicker than those threes. And I think
Yeah.
that's what I was saying. Like when they're getting too comfortable shooting threes. Like I know it's going in, but get to the foul line. Like when you're in a bonus, take advantage of that. Slow the
I mean, I
game
think
down. Like
I
the
think even
Warriors play
this
really
series,
fast, and that's what's tiring. It's tiring
right?
out Boston, tiring out Jason Tatum. That's why he was airballing shot. He's tired, but you slow the game down.
Yeah, yeah.
Like get to the line.
Nah, 100%, 100%. I think that's what they're going to do. The Warriors are going to make them feel like they have to play quick and fast, and I think it's just going to tire Tatum out.
Yeah,
And the thing is, I feel like Steph Curry, and it's going to sound kind of wild, but I feel like Steph Curry finally realized that he's unguardable.
yeah,
Like, because now he don't just settle for the three, like you said. He'll take the two. He'll dribble in and take the 2-point jump shot, and he cashes those too.
yep,
It's not just threes. Anything, anything that involves his arm going full length is going in.
yep.
So it's like
Floaters, 2 pointers. Yep.
he. I feel like this series. I feel like this series more than any other series. I feel like he's acknowledged that he's unguardable. Like, I mean, and this might have been out of necessity because his team just wasn't showing up. He just didn't have as much help as he's had in the past.
Doesn't have
But like,
KD.
right, you know what I'm saying? This might have been out of necessity because those teams before KD had enough off the bench scoring. They had Livingston. They had a young Andre Iguodala with legs. They had enough scoring like that people could come together. But now it seems like sometimes they're searching for scoring, and he's realized that look, I can take on that load. And I don't know if he realized that in Toronto, even though he did have like a crazy game against Toronto, but I don't think he had unlocked that yet against Toronto.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I feel like this series, he's realized that he can get whatever shot he wants. He can control the pace of the game. And I think, like you said, he's speeding the game up to a point where I just think the Celtics are struggling to match their pace.
Let me ask you something. Which team is better? That Toronto team or this Boston team? Which team would you pick? I'm not gonna lie, I might have to go with
I want Toronto.
Toronto. Yeah, I was about to say I might have to go Toronto.
Yeah, I mean,
Kawhi
I
was a
just think
problem.
Kawhi. I think Kawhi doesn't have any of the issues that I don't think Kawhi has any all the stuff that we're talking about. None of it applies to Kawhi.
Yeah,
A healthy Kawhi, like people forget because Kawhi hasn't been the Clippers. I think the Clippers move was a bad move, but that's a tangent. But I'm just saying, like for a slew of reasons, he's kind of lost some cachet in the league for that move. But I think personally that like that team was tough. I mean, I think if that team played cause even that Sixers team, right? I
yeah.
think that Sixers team that
Could
the
have.
Raptors beat could have beat this that Sixers team could have
I
beat this
agree.
Boston
I
team.
agree because of Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, they had Jimmy Butler, and that's before all the crazy Ben Simmons thing. So Ben Simmons could have strapped. Ben Simmons would have either guarded Tatum or he would have guarded Jaylen Brown.
Yeah,
Whoever he's guarding, they're not scoring the way they're scoring.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And then that's the thing about Ben Simmons. He doesn't use that much energy on offense. So I just think like that. I think that that Raptors team was just as battle tested. But look how they showed up in the finals. They're playing knock off at all. Van Vliet was hitting the clutch shots. Van Vliet is a dog.
Yeah.
Van Vliet is a dog. I mean, the only thing you gotta worry about is Kyle. You know how Kyle act. But
I think Kyle and Marcus Smart back. I mean, they not the same player, but they damn near cancel each other out for real, for real.
I don't know, man. Marcus Smart, know how to hit a three now. I don't know.
But
I don't
all
know.
right. You think about you think about Heat Kyle. You gotta think about Toronto Kyle.
Yeah. Nah, Toronto Kyle.
Yeah,
Toronto
like come
Kyle.
on, bro.
Toronto. Nah, I don't know. That the 7 points video came out when he was in Toronto.
Chill, bro.
You seen that video? 7 points. I can put up 7 points.
Chill, bro. Chill.
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. I always like Kyle Lowry, but I don't know. He was terrible with the Heat. This past playoffs, he was terrible.
Yeah, he was bad. But
I mean, he might have been injured, but I don't know. You don't go out there look if you're gonna look like that.
Oh yeah, go on real quick. Go on why you think Kawhi to LA was bad.
I mean, one, I just think the Clippers market is just a crappy market. It's just not the Lakers. It's just I think it's weird to go to a team where the most popular team in the league shares the stadium with you.
Yeah, facts.
And I think he did it because at the time he had just won the championship with Toronto, and he felt as though he could go to a team like the Clippers and make them good. Especially, I mean, it made sense because he knew Paul George was coming. So I guess it made sense. But I think he also underestimated one. The Raptors were the number one team in the East, for the past 3 years before he had came. Then they switched out. They switched him out they switched DeMar DeRozan out for a better version of DeMar DeRozan. Kawhi is better than DeMar DeRozan. And then they added a good coach. He went into a really good situation. And I mean, granted, he thought he was going to a really good situation with the Clippers, but just what has happened since then, the losing the 3-1 lead against the Nuggets, they lost again. Who they lose against last year?
So they were in the Western Conference Finals.
Right. But he got injured. He got injured early on, and then they played better. They played kind of better without him, because they had won 7 games with Luka. They went 7 games with the Mavs.
Yeah,
it was 6 or 7.
I think they won 7. They won 7.
They won 7 with the Mavs. So they started winning more games without him, and then now he lost the whole season. So I just feel like people are looking at that his move to the Clippers as a failure. But I mean, all it takes is one good playoff run and one championship.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think if Kawhi doesn't get injured, they beat the Suns and they're going against the Bucks in the finals. I think a healthy Kawhi with that Clippers team is just as good as any team in the West.
I agree.
I think so.
Agree.
You know what I'm
saying?
I agree. I think they're giving any team bump in the West right now. So we'll see what Kawhi looks like when he comes back.
They haven't done it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying based off of what we saw,
his number 2 is better than his number 2 in Toronto. So it's just the expectation, y'all should have seen the finals by now.
Nah, yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's just what the expectation is. You have Paul George. Paul George was one of, Paul George was getting MVP votes before you went there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's you guys should have seen the finals by now. And they just haven't. They haven't even, he hasn't sniffed the finals. I mean, they went to the Western Conference Finals, but he hasn't sniffed the finals since he's been on the Clippers. So I just think I don't know. It's been, I mean, they still got a good coach. They still got Ty Lue. I still think they got a reasonable roster, but I mean, look, they got Nick Batum. I think he's getting older. They're just wasting years. They're wasting years.
Yeah. I would agree. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I don't think they're gonna go to the finals this year. I mean, like we said, we got to see what Kawhi looks like coming back, but I wouldn't pick them to come out the West right now. I think Kawhi got to leave. for him to make some noise again.
I don't think he will.
I think he'll stay the Clippers for a while. I think he'll definitely stay. You don't care, bro. This man making music. You made a mixtape with Young Boy.
Yeah,
Like, you
no,
don't care,
yeah.
bro. You don't care right now, bro. He the fun guy.
Yeah, he's a fun guy.
He's a fun guy. He's not Kawhi. He's not the Claw. He's the fun guy right now.
He's a fun guy.
So I don't know. But is that it? We good?
I think we good, man. We're gonna see how this finals turn out.
Okay.
I think tomorrow's the last day of the NBA season.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. I think the Warriors get the dub tomorrow. But I wouldn't be mad if Tatum extends the series, Jaylen Brown extends the series. One of them got to show up. One of them got to drop there. It's do or die, bro. Like I know you gotta run your game plan, but at the same time, but it's the last game. You gotta win.
Everybody loves a good game 7, man. Everybody loves a good game 7. I would not be mad at a game 7. I would be mad because my pick was wrong, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna lie. I've been home rooting for I never had this feeling before. It's actually fun. It's actually fun to be a Warriors fan. Steph be cooking, yo.
Yo, nah, bro.
Steph be cooking, boy. Steph be cooking. Like, man, I get to be in the shoes of a Warriors fan just because I want my pick to be right. I'm like, yeah, Steph, get him, Steph.
This man, bro. This man.
Hey, I'm just saying. It's funny because I used to want LeBron to lose so bad in the finals, but then I was like, damn, it feels good to want LeBron to win, and he actually win. This is fandom is fun when you. I think the NBA for fandom is fun because I don't have a team, so it's just like it's just whatever team I pick, I just want them to win because I want to be right.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've been able to experience like being fans of a lot of players. It just make watching the game more fun. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I've wanted the Boston to lose all throughout this playoffs. So it's been frustrating, but
you wanted them to lose to Miami?
I mean, actually, I didn't really care about that.
I didn't really want Miami to be in the final. I honestly think the finals would be over if Miami was in it.
Yeah, I think Miami probably would have lost in 5.
I think it would have been over by now. But yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. I wanted Jaylen Brown and Tatum to get their first ring just because the Warriors, they already got 3. But I mean, hey, if the Warriors win, then my pick's right. If Tatum wins, then hey, the team I wanted to win wins.
I wouldn't be mad if the Celtics win at all.
Yeah, I really don't care.
Like, yeah, I wouldn't. I'm not. Like, again, I have no skin in the game. I don't really care. Again, I think we both ready for the NFL to start. But, but I think like I don't know. Like, I think I wouldn't mind if Steph Curry gets his Finals MVP. I think he deserves it.
He deserves it. Yeah, he definitely deserves it. He definitely deserves
it. And I think Jaylen. I think this is not the last time. I don't think this is gonna be the last time the Celtics are gonna be in the finals. Honestly.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. If Giannis don't got Giannis or KD too.
His man is gone.
KD gonna come back, try to get it back in blood, bro.
I'm saying Ben Simmons might actually play basketball next season. Kyrie might actually play about 60, 50 games. So
if this is the revenge season.
Oh yeah. Especially if the Warriors win, KD's gonna be KD's gonna be.
If this is a revenge, I feel like every team won't be as shocked as Boston. Like I feel like Boston definitely caught some teams off guard, like, whoa, I didn't know. Like we've played y'all before, y'all wasn't this good. You know what I mean? But I feel like, and then Al Horford's he's getting up there in age too. So it's just, I don't know. I see. But I do think I don't think it's gonna be the last time they have a chance to go to the finals. So.
Nah, they're definitely gonna be they're definitely a contender next year. You know, they're already a contender next year in my opinion. So
right,
we'll see. But this is the end of the episode, guys. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure you follow all the socials down below. Make sure you go follow us at EEBBSP. On Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Make sure you go subscribe to the Nimbus Network media channel on YouTube.
Do it. Man, we're approaching the end of the first season.
We are approaching. We got about what? We got to wrap up the finals, and then we have our award show.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
So
tune in for the award show.
Yes, yes.
I don't know if I don't even know if we figured it all out yet, but we're gonna give y'all something.
We're gonna try to get we gotta try to get a lot of the guests that we had on for our first season, season of this show, and we're gonna come back after that. We'll have the details smoothed out, but
yeah, we'll figure something out. But it's gonna be a good award show. You're not gonna regret tuning in, and thank you for listening to the Basis Bros Sports Podcast. Peace.
We out.
But that makes me wonder, because we were having this conversation, and this makes me wonder just how people always say that the West is so much better than the East. I don't know that the West is that much better than the East. I think Milwaukee can play any of the teams in the West. I think the Heat could have had a good series with any of the teams in the West. I think I don't know. I think these teams are more. I don't think it's like West. I don't think the NBA is as West heavy as it's been in the past.
No, I don't think. I think the West is still better, but I don't think it's not as lopsided as it used to be. It's
not even close.
Not nearly when it was LeBron in the East. It's not as nearly as lopsided. But I do think that there are a lot of Western teams. If they were to clash in the finals, I feel like more Western teams would beat the Eastern teams. I think the Bucks, the Celtics, the Heat are the only three teams that would give Western teams bump for real. Like, I don't really believe in the Sixers like that. Like, they can win a game, but you had to worry about James Harden. They're still a young team. Like, there's a lot of young teams in the East, whereas like in the West, there's more experience. There's a lot more experience and a lot better coaching.
I would add the Sixers in that bunch. I think the Sixers could definitely give a team bump. I think especially if James Harden had been there longer, I think they could give a Western team bump for sure. Because you gotta remember, Embiid's unguardable. Embiid's getting whatever he wants from anybody. It don't matter what team, he's unguardable. You know what I mean? So I feel like if James Harden's playing remotely his game and Maxey has the games that he has at home, because Maxey home is a different player from Maxey away. Two different people.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm not saying they could beat teams, but I think it's competitive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely competitive.
I think it's competitive. I don't think they would lose to any of those teams in 5 or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So of course, like the Hawks don't stand a chance. Who else was in the playoffs? I don't even remember all the Eastern teams that made the playoffs this year. It's Brooklyn, but if Brooklyn plays to their, you know what I'm saying? If Brooklyn wasn't Bulls, so sorry, huh?
No, the Bulls, no. Bulls will lose.
You gotta remember the Bulls lost Lonzo. I think if the Bulls didn't lose Lonzo and they lost one of their other players early in the season, if they didn't have injuries, I think they would have been a better team.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Possibly. Yeah.
I think Lonzo is a big part, and plus he had found his 3. So I think they would have gelled. Because they were nice at that early in the season.
No, they're nice. They're nice. Yeah.
He went down, and then they kind of just lost. And he's a playmaker. He plays defense. I think Lonzo is a good playoff piece. He's a lengthy guard. So,
yeah.
That's interesting. I think next season the West. The East is only going to get better. I think.
Nah, I think that's for everybody. Both sides are going to get better. You know, I think there's a lot of young teams on both sides that are on the rise if they can keep the talent together, keep gelling together. You know what I'm saying?
I think
the Pelicans are on the rise too. So,
I think Utah is over. I think it's about to be over for them. But even Utah is like they never really.
I mean, you
You
never even know. We say that, and then they trade Rudy Gobert and they get pieces, and they're solid. They're still solid, with their new coach. You never know.
I've been seeing some people say they should trade Donovan Mitchell.
I think that's cool too.
Wow.
I
Okay.
think that's cool too. I mean, because like we're getting on a tangent, but I'll put this at the end. But the Jazz is like, even if you trade Rudy Gobert, they're still going to be in the same place that they're in now. Like
Yeah, they're gonna
they're
be
not gonna
worse.
they're not gonna like like they're not going anywhere. Whether they trade Donovan or Rudy or both, they're not going anywhere. They're not getting any better. So I wouldn't be mad if they blew up the whole team or if they kept one of them. Like they're not. I don't see them getting any better than they already are, regardless of what they do.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree.
So yeah, but yeah, I think